Alright, in this video, as you can see, I finally, after 2.5 years, got this panel on the cowl welded back in, and the same panel on the other side welded back in, where I originally cut them off to do all this rust repair under here, and the ceiling and all that. This is the last two pieces. The cowl rust repair is done. How about that? So, anyway, so stick around. No, I don't do that. So anyway, let me show you how I did all that. Back to working on this cowl. I am now welding in the last two panels to finish the rust repair on my cowl. This panel here, and I'll get the one on the other side. I'm just going to fast forward through this. I'm not going to narrate or explain anything. You guys have seen me narrate and explain enough. These videos are getting too long, and I need to try to cut them down, make them shorter, or do something. But I hate to not show what I'm doing, because that's the whole idea of this, right? So anyway, I'm just going to get to work here, fast forward, all the good goodies, so you'll see it just, it's not in real time. Anyhow, so let's get busy. I will add, I've already done all my fitting, pre-fitting. The gap up here is a little large. I had to do some trimming, and I got my gap a little large. Ain't no big deal. The main thing I was trying to do is get the front to fit pretty good here. This is where I cut it out around the hole for the blower motor. I didn't want to lose all this line. This is where I cut out around the blower motor housing hole thingy here. I didn't want to cut this apart and lose all the location, mounting for it, the holes and everything, so I left that in place. Along with the top, I talked about the fender mount holes the same way. Anyway, everything's already kind of fitted, so I'm just going to go along and tack it and put it together and move it and all that good stuff. I've had enough. I'll come back tomorrow and do some more. Still tacking things together. This seam welded up. So I got to weld the plug welds right here, and then I finish the front. So let me turn the camera off. I'm going to do some grinding, do some lining up, and I'll weld up these plug welds. I'm not going to show the front. You've already seen a bunch of welding. That's just weld holes after weld holes after weld holes. So nothing special to see there. So let me get this ground and I'll come back and we'll weld these plug holes. Alright, let's see if we can get these spot welds, plug welds welded up. They could be a pain in the butt because they're, well, we'll just see how trashy they're going to be. They got too much heat too. that welded up. You may have noticed the back edge is not aligned. I think this panel here is pulled forward a little bit, you know, towards the front. When I cut it off and put it back on, I probably should have twisted it down, but I was going by this seam right here. Maybe I should have racked it back a little more. And the front is pooched out a little bit right here on the face side, so I could have put it back in a little bit off, but it's all right. The heater box is gonna fit fine right here. It's fine. If for some reason I would encounter a problem with it later, like a fender wouldn't fit or something, I'd just split it right here and push it back. But I don't think that's going to happen. Certainly not planning for that to happen. But anyway, let me get this ground down and we'll do the other side. Alright, I'm welding this other corner back on. Cowl corner, cowl piece, whatever you want to call it. I already started off camera. I welded this corner up here back on first. This is kind of my critical corner where I wanted it to fit, and it fits really nice now. This front edge I can hammer in dolly. This is a flat section back in here. I got full access on both sides, so I can hammer in dolly this flange here. The bottom here, the top part, you know, it's still got some flex in it. So I can move it up and down. So I'm just going to kind of go along clamping it, see how I like it. I'm not exactly sure yet where I'm just going to wind up. So I'm going to probably fast forward all this anyway. But I'm just going to start clamping it up and see where I like it or don't like it to get it welded. Then I'll start tacking it together. Like the other side. Once I got it where I want it, I'll start tacking it together. It's actually fitting up really nice. Way better than that side fit. I must have torqued that side out somehow. This side's fitting up nice. Now we're getting there. I mentioned before, when you start tacking stuff together and everything's loose, it's hard to get it to kind of go where you want it. But once you start tacking and getting a few places anchored down, then you can start moving and shifting, which is what I was doing to this front edge. I really should get up here and tack this back side, but the front's doing so good right now. Let me go ahead and just keep tacking it up. It will move. back, I can shift the back around some. Once I get this front kind of tacked, I'll grind these tacks down where I can kind of hammer and dolly it. Because it does need a little bit of hammer and dolly work, but it's very, very close. Way better than that side over there. When I put it back together. I'm still not sure what happened to me over there. I just wasn't paying attention, I guess. Well, yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Alright, now that edge right there works about right there. That edge is good. That edge is good. So let me put a tack right there while I'm holding it up with my hand. And that clamp pulls that down a little bit. That helps. That looks good right there too. weld through primer causing all that sputting and spittering. Spitting and sputtering. So a lot of times what I'll do, I didn't do it then, I've got a little 1/4 inch die grinder bit, carbide little tip bit, I think it's carbide, it doesn't matter. It has teeth on the front, if you can see it, but the camera will focus. There's teeth on the front as well as on the side. So a lot of times what I'll do, and I'm going to do it on here to show you the difference, and just because I'm getting tired of it spitting at me. A lot of times when this weld through primer, I'll put the die grinder bit in here on the edge and cut that stuff out as much as I can. It's not a whole lot. You don't grind it all out, but you get enough of it. It cleans it up some. It does make it weld better. It's not going to be perfect still, like bare metal would have been, but it'll help. It won't spit at me as bad. It'll still spit at me. That's why you see me standing up, getting out of the way, because there's stuff spitting hot steel balls everywhere. Jerry Clower joke. There's a Jerry Clower joke in that statement. If any of y'all know who Jerry Clower is, was. That was definitely better. Out, got me. All right. Now just got to grind down the front and finish it up. So let me do that. I'm gonna cut the camera off for all that grinding. You don't need to see all that. When I get it all ground down and finish up, I'll show it to you. All right, right here on this face where I'll butt welded these together. This is a good place to show trying to hammer and dolly to planish some welds out. Now, number one, if I had one of those little handheld planishing hammers, I'd just stick that sucker right up in here and planish this right out. I don't have one, so you have to do it the whole hard way, the hammer and dolly. Now, this is a MIG weld, so they're a lot harder to planish than a TIG weld. Plus, I don't have access to the backside to grind. There's some weld penetration back here. So I've got the front's ground off pretty smooth, flush. You can see some highs and lows, which is why I want to planish it and kind of straighten it out. So with the extra weld bead in the back, if it was a TIG weld, I could probably hammer it down, flatten it out pretty well, because TIG welds are soft enough to do that too. But anyway, let me give this a try here. I might want to get a thicker block. Let me try this one first. You can hear that dolly singing when you're on it. When I miss, you can hear that too. I'm doing two things here. I'm trying to planish the welds and get some of the little bit of inconsistencies of height leveled out, and then straighten it a little, because there's little bubbles here and there, you know, because the panel's not completely straight. So you do some off dolly technique for that. I had a high spot right here, so I put my dolly in the back down here, so on your strike you're doing, you know, it's off dolly like this. That's definitely helping. If this was a seam, say it's a seam I was trying to metal finish, like for a, you know, an exterior seam or something, TIG welding would have been the way to go, because you can really planish those welds a whole lot better than you can MIG weld. Of course, one of those hammers would be nice. Mechanical, I want to make one of those one day. When the Model A, did I say Model A? When the Model A gets in here, I got some plans for that car. Yeah. We're gonna be making some panels. Did I just say that out loud? I think I did. Alright, that's pretty good. If I want to, I can put filler over that, but I really don't need to. That's pretty damn good, considering nobody's ever going to see this down here. Now here's the interesting point. I meant to show you earlier and I forgot. The very bottom down here I haven't welded yet. When I welded these two pieces up, one slid under the other one, because it shrinks. Metal shrinks when you weld on it. So it slid up under the other one. I had an overlap. So as I was planishing this out, that stretches it back out, and it's got my overlap gone. Now it's not overlapped anymore. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Let me oh, I was saying I could put a little bit of filler on this. Nobody's ever going to see this under the fender. A couple little dents. You didn't see that. You didn't see it then either. I could put a little filler on that if I wanted to, but just a little primer and block it. That'll be really darn good. If I wasn't worried about getting that straight, it wouldn't have come out that nice. Ain't that the way it normally goes? Now I gotta watch it up here. This is a strong area. If I start beating on this real hard up here, like I walk down here, I'll get the crap out of this. I gotta go easy. I can only get my dolly about this high anyway. I can't get it in up here at all, so. Bit right there, but that looks jam up. This corner right here, that's where I welded right there. That might be a little thin, but I don't see it cracking. Put some weld bead right there, but I don't see it cracking. If it was going to crack, it would have cracked. So I think it's alright. So anyway, I think we're good right there. So all I do now is weld this bottom up, grind that up, and we're done. So let me do that. I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, finally, after 2.5 years, rust repair, panel replacement stuff welding on this cowl is done. Got this piece welded on, ground down, ready for primer. And then same thing on this side. This piece welded back on, ground down, and ready for primer. That's an amazing thing. That's a wonderful thing. I've been waiting for this for a long time. This cab is nowhere near finished, but man, just having that done, that makes me feel good. No need to show all the priming and sanding. You know what that looks like. You've seen the important stuff. So like I said, I'm going to end the video here. Next, I don't know. I'm getting out of sequence with my videos now. I've done a lot of priming and block sanding that I haven't posted a video on, and I may not, because it's priming and block sanding. I don't know. I got my seam sealer on the cab. I'm not sure if I posted that video yet. So I'm not sure what's next for this truck, honestly, video wise. I don't know, so we'll find out. I do want to get it pushed out here soon and get my Model A in here. Oh, I said Model A again. Woo. One thing I also wanted to show, I had forgotten how much rust repair and wear I had done in this firewall. Now I've got pictures that I took. This is back, I did all this back before I was doing YouTube, so I've got lots of photographs. I'm going to try to do a collage or montage, I guess it's montage, slideshow one day and show all that. But after going in here and sanding, I remember now I had to weld rust up out all down in through here. I fixed up through here. I put a patch in up in through here, which I since now I put body filler on and bodyworked. I didn't show any of that, or didn't film any of that, sorry. I had done a bunch of repair all down in through here and up under here and in the toe boards too. I'd forgotten all that. So anyway, I'll try to get the pictures out and make a slideshow and show that. Okay, since I haven't yet edited or posted the video where I welded the cowl pieces, last cowl pieces in, I just got through shooting primer, so I figured I'd just grab the camera and show it. So obviously, there's the cowl piece welded in. The weld seam is right here. You can kind of see it. And of course, then down the edges. Front, the weld seam is kind of right there. In the light, you can kind of see where it's a little bit dimpled, where it's a little bit low. You can kind of also see I made a bunch of rust repairs over here in this corner. You can kind of see it in the light, but not really, but kind of. And here's this side over here. Not a lot of light, I know. The weld seam is right here, and then of course right through here somewhere. Anyway, I just thought I'd show it because I had primer on it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed something. Hope you learned something. I hope I'm not boring you to death. I'm still trying to teach. Let people see the intricate stuff that goes on, not how to weld a panel in 5 minutes type thing. So anyway, if that's interesting, you let me know in the comments. If I'm boring you, if I'm not boring you, if you want to see more longer videos, the shorter ones, or whatever. Anyway, that's it for now. So I will catch you on the flip side. Y'all come back now. You hear? Hot damn.